The Bobbin moment, again, this is one you had to be there for, is because Bobbin had gotten a lot of hype from the community because Bobbin was the first person, one of the commanders, or one of the people that was with Big Mom when she first got introduced in Whole Cake Island. Like, Pudding was on her side, Bobbin was in front of her, Bobbin was he was talking to her and shit, and he didn't seem scared, and that was Big Mom. Everybody was like, yo, Bobbin, he must be one of our commanders. Then, you know, he was called Bobbin the Destroyer, Bobbin the Fixer, whatever. The scans, there was like so many scans back then. It was Manga Stream, Manga Panda, Gemini's Box, and then you had the official, right? It was a lot of different translations out there. But Bobbin had gotten a lot of hype, and then, you know, Bobbin came back. He didn't get one shot by Sanji, but he got kicked by Sanji, and he said he was going to fix this. Then now Bobbin's dead. Right? It was just like, he was a moment that came and went, but it wasn't quickly because I believed in the Bobbin hype for a while. I was like, what can this random kid do? What is dude doing? He didn't do shit. He really didn't do anything. The Grand Fleet resonated because Luffy at that point was accumulating very strong pirates under his command. It was like, okay, Luffy has a Grand Fleet, has a Happo Navy, has Cavendish, he has Rudin, Leo. It felt like Luffy was stepping into another tier with the Grand Fleet. And having this many individuals, I think the chapter was called Parent and Child. It was crazy. It was crazy, but it was a proud moment seeing Luffy ascend to this level that we knew he could get to. And of course, we love Bartolomeo. Bartolomeo had given the speech at the end. It was amazing. Then was a break after. We talked about that, I swear, every day for those 2 weeks. Every day. The Duval reveal was hilarious. I can't even deny that. Yeah, you can't be there for the highs, but the lows too, as it's King A.H. said, right? Remember Luffy after his crew that got decimated. No, this is after Marineford, rather. So, like I said, you gotta take the good and the bad. At Hamrath, here's pointing out the bad. The bad is in Wano, when Big Mom showed back up, this after King kicked her off the waterfall. And after she came back, we were like, whoa, what is going to happen? I believe it was a break before this chapter or a break after this chapter. It was a break in between there. I think it was a break after she got kicked off. So when we came back and Big Mom was saying, who am I? People are still mad at that. The amnesia plot line was one that people hated. They did not like it at all. Personally, I didn't like it. Didn't necessarily hate it. I was kind of like, let's just wait and see what comes of it. Was it as bad as people thought it would be? No, but it wasn't great, right? And it felt like a blatant plot device to keep the Straw Hats upright because they weren't ready to handle someone like Big Mom. They had to keep Big Mom at bay for a while. And it was just really disappointing because of what, the crew Big Mom came with, and nobody there could stop King. It was just a culmination of different things that people were just like, come on, what are we doing here? So again, you gotta take the good with the bad. This was a bad moment for the community. Okay, chapter 795 at X-Bana Zoro. Now, if you don't know what X-Bana is, that's from Katekyo Hitman Reborn. Underrated, great show. Very underrated. When this chapter came out in 2015, I had just started my channel, just jumped into the community. I think my first review was chapter 793. So yeah, I reviewed chapter 795. I remember getting spoiled that Kaido was in the chapter, but after going back and reading it, at this time, I was still watching, the King of Lightnings. I was a part of Twitter. I was a part of everywhere because I wanted One Piece to be injected into me. That sounded weird, but I was really into One Piece at that time. So no chapter was as hype as 795 till 957. I promise you, 795 was everywhere. Everyone was wondering what the hell was going on. That's the type of chapter 795 was, and you can't picture it now, but you really had to be there because it was a major thing. 795, if not for 957, would be that chapter. That's how big it was. And of course, maybe we can make a top 10 of this after the fact, just going through it and thinking about it, the top 10 like most momentous chapters, but 795 I think would be number 2. Seriously. That's Kaido. Again, we get some backstory in regards to him not being able to die, people trying to kill him, and seeing Kaido for the first time for real? Okay, my guy Commodore Laz. The reason why this chapter broke things was because it broke our expectations, our perception of hierarchy within the One Piece world. It broke it. Okay, we were led to believe that, of course, the One Piece world was ruled by the celestial dragons. We assumed there would be maybe a round table of celestial dragons that were on top, but it felt like that round table were the Gorosei. We found out that not only that the Gorosei aren't in charge, they serve one person. Found out about the empty throne. Then we found out that there was a large straw hat sitting in a chamber, a freezing chamber. What the hell does that even mean? There's going to be a great cleansing, Umi backwards. And the thing is, why this chapter, and this is maybe number 3, it could be number 2 because of what it means to me. After this chapter was the first time I hosted the Reverie. And if you don't know what the Reverie is, that's when a bunch of YouTubers come together, a bunch of One Piece YouTubers come together, a lot of the large One Piece YouTubers, right? And that was my first time hosting it, was right after this chapter. So after this chapter, I remember specifically was Sawyer, when he came on the Reverie, like one of my goals was to like extend it for at least 5 or 6 hours, right? I didn't want us to talk about this chapter immediately. I was like, let's wait and talk about the hat. But when Sawyer jumped in, he's like, yo, did we talk about the hat yet? And I'm like, okay, we gotta wait. We can't talk about the hat yet. And that moment just resonates in my mind because it was just a major moment. Everyone was excited to talk about it. So Laz, yeah, you're right. This is a moment that it blew everyone away. This was a moment for a different reason. It was like Luffy, like, okay, Luffy might just be asexual. Like, he's like, oh, that's not food. I'm like, it might be edible. All right. Yeah, okay, so for this is a perspective from someone that caught up last year, Truth Loops, and it's the Luffy, Kid, and Law moment when they each had their moment after destroyed ships, etc. And I get it, definitely a cool moment. This is from the perspective of somebody that just caught up and being in the thick of it, experiencing this, so I get that. A.A. Aldois, I'm probably butchering that, Ali Aldois, only a year old, but it's already legendary. He laughed. This moment, again, fresh. Damn, it's already a year old. That's crazy. With Roger laughing to the One Piece. And for us, we didn't know what was going on. We didn't know why he was laughing. And it's not just about him laughing. It was just an entire chapter leading up to Roger laughing, and it just ended with he laughed. You have to understand, being with the series for so long, seeing the Pirate King do this is a reaction to finding the One Piece. This is the first thing we learned about him, having the One Piece, knowing where the One Piece was, and hiding his treasure. And now we finally saw his reaction to it. This was not a small deal at all. I remember, like, when I did my live reaction to this, I teared up, and I was almost in tears because everything came full circle. And One Piece does that to you sometimes. This chapter, it's up there. It's up there. He laughed. Oh man, I'm just thinking about the feels of that moment too. And then we're going back to the Gear 4th stuff, and you see it here. It was on break, hiatus. The next issue, plan to resume publication, Jump 22 to 23 double issue. They just left it off at 4th. Can you imagine just leaving it off like that? Sickening. Okay, so this chapter, I was not in the community as yet. I was thinking about making my channel. Right, this is Dressrosa, because I made my channel probably towards the end of Dressrosa. The Sabo chapter, Sabo being back, because we had saw, like, a lot of people assumed it was him before we actually got this moment from Luffy, right? A lot of people assumed it was him. But I went on Facebook, and somebody that I did not even know watched One Piece just had Sabo in caps. And I was like, oh. And this is before I read the next chapter. I was like, and I remember my girlfriend at the time, she's like, what's wrong? What's going on? I was like, Sabo's back. She said, what the fuck? I was like, Sabo's back. What you mean? Oh my God. It was, whoo. And the thing is, because I'm such an Ace fan, I felt so happy for Luffy. I was so happy for him, man. Sabo was back. Sabo was freaking back, bro. Oh my God. That was a great moment. And again, this is on Facebook from somebody that I didn't even know watched One Piece. So imagine how it was in the forums. Imagine how it was in places where people discuss One Piece ad nauseum. Underrated. Definitely underrated. I agree. Doflamingo. Aokiji pulling up on Doflamingo. Like, arara. I see, right? Arara. Bro, I specifically remember arara. I was like, yo. Oh my God. It was so good. I never know how to say his ad. But just chapter 783, the Gear for Speculation. I completely agree that the break was hectic. Let's look at some of the quote tweets. My guy Bow with Shanks. A lot of people are saying Shanks Roger, he laughed. Oh, this was Doflamingo revealing that he had Ace's devil fruit, so you just had to be there. Oh man, the walk to Arlong Park. I can't believe I didn't mention that. That was major. Punk Hazard, the law stuff. Yes. Snake Man, absolutely. Kaido yeeting Orochi, the cliffhanger at the end of chapter 997. Yes, that's recent but very big. Zoro taking Luffy's pain. Sanji's first Diablo Jambe, Luffy versus Rob Lucci, Zoro's first defeat. Those are all spectacular moments for sure. My guy Matt Law did that thing, and Punk Hazard for sure. I wouldn't even say it's a One Piece moment. Think about a big three at their peak in general and still ongoing. A new chapter every Wednesday. A break maybe thinking something seriously happened to Oda. That's how consistent he was. You just had to be there. No facts. I think the big three era is something you had to live through and experience, and I don't think we'll see nothing like it again. I think we're at the peak of manga and anime in regards to quality, but in regards to hype, that was a time where One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto being released same day. Imagine those three juggernauts being released on the same day, and just you had three fantastic series to read every single week. Now, for some people, they're already there, where they have My Hero, JJK, and One Piece to read, right? Some people are at that place where they have their big three. But this wasn't just a personal big three. This was the big three every single week. Of course, they had breaks and so things like that. But like at ZWB009 said, you just had to be there. My guy Trent Monet, number 30, Green Bowl, if you know. Cam said 957. They're saying Ace's death. Shanks pulling up to end the war. Roger laughing. The Reverie. Twitter was going crazy. Yep. There's a lot going on in the Reverie. Dice Mochi, King Cobra. Yeah. The thing is, with this moment, you had to be there because there's a lot of dissension. A lot of people were going back and forth in regards to what exactly the attack was, because in the manga chapter, we didn't see the attacks actually land, right? We saw the after effects of the attacks, but we didn't see the attacks actually land. So people were happy. Some people were actually upset at that. Naya, the guy says, at Young Paperwork, I still remember how insane we went when Ace was revealed to be Roger's son. Another good one was when the Straw Hats lost in Sabodi and Oda took a break. We were in the mud big time. Yes. Oda would take breaks at moments where he knew the fan base would be itching for some more One Piece. Ace being revealed to be Roger's son. Again, I was catching up at that time. I took a break. I think I took a couple of days to kind of let that sit, because it took me all the way back to Alabasta. Was like, yo, so they're not real brothers, right? It was like, okay, that's Roger's son. Holy crap, that changes things. And then the break after Sabodi. What are you gonna do there? Pharaoh. The Doflamingo speech about the Thorn Wars. That was, yeah, that was definitely a moment. The Gear Fourth and Raizo is safe. Raizo is safe for a lot of people is at least in their top 5 best moments of One Piece because of the build-up and the unexpectedness of what happened. Raizo is safe is one of those moments that, again, I don't want to say it broke you, but it was such a time to be alive. It gave you peak One Piece feels. And, Dressrosa dragged for a while, and then Zoe was so refreshing because it was short and sweet. And then we got this towards the end. Knowing what these people went through for Raizo, the decimation of their country, that gave us a glimpse as to the connection to the Kazuki and what they were willing to do for the people of One Piece, man. One Piece. Shanks pulling up to end the war. I mean, come on, Shanks. Nothing happened. Luffy Gear second. A man's dream never ends. This is something that's underrated. It is a moment for sure. And then Shanks and Whitebeard clashing, splitting the seas. Great stuff. Oh, yes. Luffy versus Kaido. That Thunder Bagua. I think it destroyed our expectations because we thought Luffy had gotten to a point where he can actually battle people of that level. We thought he was there. And he wasn't. He wasn't, obviously. And people are going back and forth in regards to him actually being the 5th Yonko. Can he compete with these people? The community when Brook pulled up to Big Mom. Yeah. I mean, he's right. Brook might still be the MVP of Whole Cake Island. A lot of people vote him as MVP, and him pulling up to Big Mom, it was, and I remember the dialogue he said was like, who plans to die? It was just some epic dialogue from Brook too, so that was just great, man. Yeah, I think people are saying, some of the same things that we've said. Oh, Yonko says, Sabo. I agree, Yonko. I agree, it's up there. I mean, Sabo, that was, again, like I said, people talking about it everywhere. Right, and then the nothing happened stuff. This video made me really happy, man, because going through what we went through last week, I needed this. I really needed this because, wow, man. Wow. So that was a lot of fun, guys. Let me know what you think. What were your moments? Again, a two-parter, but got through it. So many good things. Thanks to everybody on Twitter. Definitely. We'll probably do that a lot more if you would like to participate in things like this. Follow me on Twitter at BragoD8, and we do this on Instagram as well. Follow me on Instagram at BragoD.A. So probably the next one probably be an Instagram video. But yeah, thank you guys. This put me in such a good mood, man. I'm gonna go watch some One Piece right now. It's just holy crap, man. Guys, give me your thoughts again. Like the video if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Follow me on Twitter at BragoD8. Follow me on Instagram at BragoD.H. Thank you to my patrons. I appreciate all you guys so much. Guys, catch you in the next one. Peace.
I start doubting me, I felt lost.